Recent.
Why didn't you buy something?
Eh?
Why didn't you buy something?
I had a car.
Oh, you had a car. Did you say something?
Because Darren's very good at that. Mr. Raymond. Yes, sir.
Shall we start?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
The second
Okay.
time you were-
So it's chapter 1, mechanical drawing office orientation. We are going to talk about history. Then we come to technical drawing. Then graphical communication. Then the drawing office itself, where we'll talk about the equipment, processes, drawing media, reproduction, drawing office layout, and from there draftsmanship.
It's good.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
We should have done this before drawing AutoCAD.
I will. Okay, so when we come to history, the history that we are talking about is what brought about drawings. How did this start? Okay? So because of these First World War, Second World War, there was a great need of more machinery to be on market, to be produced. Now, due to that great need of the machinery that they needed, it was difficult for them to do all the processing of them coming up with the machinery. That is when they were fighting this France, China, and so on. So what did they do? They asked the people who were quite educated, and among them was the Professor Gaspard Monge, and he's the one who came up with the idea to say, you know what, to solve this problem, he designed the concept of how the drawings can be read, like orthographic projection. I think you understand.
Universal language.
Yes. So he made the first round, which is the third angle projection, which was for China. But now the French people, they are complaining to say, how come you have made this for another country, but us we don't have? Can you be fair enough?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. What are they saying?
Mr. Professor, I can say ban.
Okay, it's fine. Just keep your mic off so that if they join, it's fine. Okay. So now, when the French people realized that the game was not fair, they told the same professor, could you please also make the designs for us so that it is a fair game?
Yes.
So instead of, because it was difficult, you can't take a component to design something different. So all he did, he said, okay, fine. Because of the patent that we made and the agreement that we can't make it the product for another country, I'm going to make you the new concept. And all he did is take it, third angle projection, and he swapped the views and gave them to say, this is the first angle projection. So literally he did nothing. All he did is swap the views.
It was a Corbus.
It was Corbus, yeah?
It was Corbus. Because Corbus said, take me. Oh, hier? Nee, daar.
Okay.
Oh, hier en daar. En ons voorkom.
So basically that's what happened. Okay? That's what happened. Now, because of that is why today we are talking of first angle and third angle projection, because of Gaspard Monge, the design that he did.
It was a fucking stupid, you asked me.
No, it did. We have designs now, everything happening.
If we just used third angle projection worldwide, we didn't have to learn two. We had one.
But remember,
I don't care about that, that's a stupid thing. It's an easier way, but
No, I understand the frustration.
But if you understand both,
Maar hij moest net een gemaakt. Dan was er net een.
No, if you understand the third angle projection, the other one is just to swap the views in diagonal, that's all. Okay, fine. But what was really the cause that led them to so much willing to use drawings? What was the cause?
because they just had a need to draw.
Huh?
They were like children, they had to draw it.
they had no TV.
You get two types of people.
Uh,
I can explain to Colin how to fit the panels.
yes.
But when it gets to volley, I need to draw him a picture. And that's where it originated.
So you think what really caused them to go into that route, it's because of...
Let me draw your picture, come.
Sit down, let me draw your picture.
Okay, so the main cause that led them to be using drawings, it's because of the people in the old time. Do you know when they pass out a certain area, what were they doing?
They can't read.
They'll go to the stones, they'll engrave on the stone.
Yes.
Like now I see when you go to some areas or in the books, in the library, I see somebody say, maybe I'll give an example of my name. Nicholas read this book in 2020, whatever. You get the point, eh? So now what these guys, they were doing, wherever they pass, they were drawing. And the lifestyle, they were what they were doing. If they were hunters, they were drawing as hunters. If they were using guns, they were drawing as they were using guns. So now, because of those concepts, it gave ideas to the designers to say, no, people can easily communicate using drawing. Because when I look at the drawing, it tells me all the stories. You understand?
Not this two. You give them a
Out,
they redraw it, the daylight.
Until he learns you. He's learning. So- Yeah. So now,
We persevere.
okay.
We persevere.
So now, drawing, because of Gaspard Monge, has become as a universal language, which is used across the world. In which areas do we use these drawings? For all engineering designs, be it house designs, road designs, infrastructure, bridges, mining equipment, all these,
Hey,
mechanical, everything.
we need to bring the ANC here so they can start planning.
Exactly. We will do that. Okay? So that is briefly on the history. You have got the book. That's why I'm not writing notes.
Yeah.
That is briefly on the history. Okay? Where are these drawings kept? In England. They are there in
By the
archives.
Queen. Oh, that is dead now.
Yeah. Those of history, they are there. Okay? Now let us come from what Gaspard Monge designed. Came what we call what?
Technical drawing.
Technical drawings.
Technical.
Now when we talk of technical drawings, we have got how many types of technical drawings we have? How many? Three.
Orthographic.
So we have got the first one we would say, okay, orthographic, which is mount views. So we have got for this one, we have got three. Orthographic,
Isometric.
Nobody book ideas.
Dit is so clear.
orthographic,
En oblique.
which is normally called mount what?
Multi-view.
Views. Then we have got pictorial.
Pictorial.
Pictorial is the consistence of isometrics.
And
Isometric,
schematic.
oblique,
Types of technical drawing. Onder een boek.
oblique,
Oblique is hier.
perspective, etc. End of my thinking capacity. Okay? Then what else was the design? Schematic.
Sure, it's too much.
I'm finished now.
Schematic drawing. So these are the three classes of technical drawings which were designed. We need to understand orthographic projection, orthographic drawings. You cannot use one drawing to understand it. There need to be many of them. So you need to have 2 or 3 at least for you to understand the object, what it is. If I just draw like this, does it make sense to you?
Yes, is it square?
No, you don't know what it is.
It's a square
You,
shape.
no, you don't know what it is. Until I do this.
It's a doorstop, man. See, I told you.
That I don't know.
You get the point. Until I bring that, then you understand to say, oh, that's what it is. Because there are how many views? 2. But if I do not have a second view, it's just one, it will have no meaning to you. These are multi-views drawings. Multi-views, these orthographic. The video I shared with you about orthographic, you still have it.
I didn't watch it yet.
Okay, you should watch it.
Okay.
Okay?
I watched
So multi-views is it? Not less than 2 drawings. It has to be 2 and 3, 2 or 3 to explain how the drawing looks like.
I'll give them 4.
But
Okay.
it says here pictorial drawing. Shows 2
Any-
or 3 surfaces.
Wait, we are not yet there.
Okay.
In structural design, we show 4. No, even 5.
Maar wat structure?
You understand? Eh? When we are drawing the structural design, we do what?
Ek weet nie.
We show I have to show how this looks like this side, this one. I have to show how this one will look like there. I have to show how this one will look from the top, and I have to show how it looks from the bottom.
And the back?
This one explains whatever is that side. So in structural design, we can show 5 views. So 2 is the minimum when we are talking of orthographic or mapped views. What about what is pictorial? When you talk of pictorial,
Third angle.
pictorial we are talking of what? 3D.
Third angle.
Drawings that shows 3D, not the angle.
3D
Third
view.
angle.
3D. It will show you the 3 surfaces, like isometric. Isometric, so when we are talking of pictorial, if I pick an example of isometric, you have got it. This is my beautiful drawing. Please don't despise it. So you have got it 1, 2,
3.
and 3. Okay? You from the top, from the side, from the front. Even this is the part of the front. This is part of the top. So in pictorial, it explains, it shows you 3 views in one block. So it shows you 3 surfaces. That's pictorial. So you can have oblique, you can have perspective, all these they fall under pictorial. So when they ask you, define what is technical communication, you really need to go deeper. You say technical communication, it's where we have got 3 types of communication that is done in terms of drawing. Multi-views, then you give examples. Pictorial, give examples. What about schematic?
It shows part of a system by using various types of diagrams and great number of graphic symbols.
What example can you give?
Electricity, electronics, piping, and other industries.
Are we together? So when we are talking of schematic drawings, we are talking the drawings which are represented by symbols.
Schematics by symbols.
Like electrical. When you just draw a line like this, you know this is what?
Circuit.
A circuit. You know what this is?
Resistor.
It's a resistor. You know what this is? You know that this is a conductor, eh? And this is a circuit. Do you need 2 or 3 more views here? No. So this one is what? Schematic drawing. In piping, if I draw that, I do this. Already you know, it's okay. This is a valve. Check valve. This is what? A pump. Like that. So, in schematic we use what? Symbols. Are we together? Are we together there? You are in class. You do this. Okay.
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay. So in schematic we use what we call symbols and lines. One symbol tells you the story. When you see a symbol, you know it's a resistor. You see a symbol, it's a transistor. You see a symbol, you know it's a symbol for a battery. It tells everything. That is schematic drawings. Schematic drawings. Does it make sense? Do you understand?
Can you draw this man a raincoat?
Huh?
Can you draw this man a raincoat?
Okay. Any question, class?
Do you have a neighbor in the yard? I can stay to
Any question?
Yeah, do you have an extra sleeping space for him?
For him?
Yeah.
I can stay there tonight.
I will just go a hoop and put
Hello, sir.
the back
Hello.
of the hoop.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
yes, can you pardon about the schematic drawing?
Schematic drawings. You know the light bulb, you know a socket in the house, ne? You know the switch for electricity.
Why taking photos of stuff that's in the airport? That's the question.
So when you talk of schematic drawings, you are talking of the drawings that uses symbols and lines, like electricity. Are we together there? Do you understand? Hassan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so when we start talking about electricity, you need to go to the book for electrical. Those the symbols you find in electrical and the lines you find in electrical, they are all schematic drawings. You understand, eh? Electrical is all about schematic. Okay. We come to graphical communication. Graphical communication. But before we proceed, any question?
Do you have a color?
Hmm?
Do you have a color? I would be very comfortable if they have a color.
Okay. When he's going outside.
Hello? Oh, no, you just said I'll be back. That's carry on, we can hear you, good life.
Okay. Graphical communication. What is this communication we are talking about? When we are talking about graphical communication, we are talking about the process that you take from the starting of the imagination to the point of manufacturing. So if it is a car, do you think a person will just wake up, oh, here's the car? You imagine first the beauty of the car. If it is a house, you imagine first the beauty of the house.
How many bedrooms?
Kelly, you are late. What happened?
Kitchen?
Yeah.
Oh, I was asking in the group if there's a class or just something. So I saw you didn't respond. So I was like, let me just check.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm here now.
Okay, we proceed. So,
All right.
when we talk of, we are on graphical communication. When we talk of graphical communication, we are talking about the process you take from the imagination until the component or the object is what? Manufactured or constructed. So if it is a house, you imagine a house how you want it to be. The moment you have money, you are just going to buy things and you build based on the drawings that it has been produced based on your imagination. If you want, even women, if they say, I want to marry, they will imagine first how the woman or the man, the beauty of the person.
And then you build it or you buy it.
No, you don't. Right now they are building robots. Oh, sad. It's very sad they are building robots.
Yeah.
Okay, so now graphical communication. Where does it start from? Creativity.
Communication.
So we go to creative
Communication.
communication. So creative communication is what? The communication within yourself. Your neighbor will not know anything. It's between you and yourself. Daydreaming, that's what you call it, right? When you're dreaming, how you want your company to be, how you want your life to be, how you want a car to look like, how you want certain... So you imagine you are communicating with yourself. As you are communicating with yourself, you put some sketches to remind you of what you were thinking about. So creative communication, which is the first one, goes with the rough sketches.
Freehand.
Freehand drawing, yes indeed. So it goes with the rough sketches because you don't want to forget. And some notes, you write some notes.
Measurements.
Rough work. Only you can remember at times. When you look, you remember what you are thinking about. Another person, once he looks, he says, what is this? That is what we call creative communication. It's the first one in the communication. Like our slogan. What is our slogan? For 80, what is our slogan?
No idea, never seen it.
Everything physical starts as what? A dream. Everything physical starts as a dream. You dream thirsty. You talk to yourself thirsty. Then it comes to be realized. You make it work. Like what you are doing now. Okay? Any question? So after creative communication, you have made rough sketches. You need to make the communication work. You need somebody to be able to understand your communication. So you take those rough sketches, you make it work by communicating with a person who understands the drawing language. So what is the next move? What's the next move, class?
Technical communication.
So you take this into now technical communication. So you turn it into technical communication.
No way, that's an MM and an E.
No, it is. It is. It's a concept.
Come on,
It's
leave
a
me
concept.
alone.
No, I like it. I
Come
like
on. This is technical communication.
It's creative writing.
Yes, creative writing. Okay, so from creative communication, where you have rough sketches, now you take it into the language that can be understood by the trained person, which is now the actual detailed drawings. So here we have got what we call what? Working.
So that's the draftsman.
Working drawings, yes.
That's the draftsman.
Here is the position of more designing.
Yeah, that's the auntie who wants to build a house.
Yeah.
She just
Yeah.
want
It's
lot.
the client here who is
Just want
imagining
lot,
how to
she wants
get.
the house, she wants this, she wants that.
Exactly.
Now she wants to make it happen.
The draftsperson comes
The
in,
craftsman.
produces what we call working drawings.
The graphic,
Yes. Okay, keep the mic on mute. Keep the mic on mute. Thank you. So, after creative communication, where the client comes up with the ideas, then it goes to technical communication, where the draftsperson produces drawings. I can bet you this is the language every engineer should know. But it is maybe 1% of engineers who know how to read drawings. I'm not lying.
Another factor, they become engineers.
That's the thing. They are dealing with more calculations and
They-
theories.
Buying the certificate.
If you see it, if you even go to university, they only do drawings in the first year of the whole 5 years. In the first year, first trimester. And yet it is the language used in the whole world. You can't come up with a mining plant without drawings. You can't come up with a petrochemical industries without drawings. You can't come up with a building without drawings. You can't come up with the town planning, networking of roads without drawings. Even the bridges drawing. But they only do it what? In the first year, just one semester. And you find that maybe they just tried to pass as long as they have passed and gone, and they forget about drawings. This is where there's a big mistake about engineering in universities. So now, this is the key to the production in the industry. This is the production. Are we together? So technical drawing is where now the drawing, the designs that you produce, you become a bridge between a person who was imagining. You create a bridge to the person who is going to do what? Quotation, marketing, and sales, marketing, same. Now production. Quotation, marketing, production. You are the bridge in that. Once you understand the language, you become the bridge. But if you don't understand the language, you'll be like the engineers who can't read the drawings. You get the point? So here, this is where the full course of the designing lies. Here it is, a client can even decide, I want a house, 3 bedrooms, I want a 2 toilet, 1 toilet, and the other toilet must have a bathroom. Okay, I want the main bedroom have a toilet inside, and I want the house to look like this. You draw just a rough sketch. Now it's up to you, a person who understands the language, to turn it into technical communication. That's where it comes in. After technical communication, what is next? After technical communication, what is next?
Market communication and construction.
You go now into what? Marketing. Marketing stroke what? Which is not included? Quotation.
Quotation. Then we get project manager.
Exactly.
Please give me quotation. How much?
I'm telling you, if you don't crack here, they'll suffer. Do you think they'll know logistic? How many trucks you need to use, or how many trips you need to use for you to transport material to the construction area? You won't know.
How many lights? How many plugs? How
You
many
need to know, yes, how many lights, how many plugs, how many sockets. You can't know until the drawing is produced. You want to know how many number of bricks you need for your building until the drawing is
I'll
produced.
buy 10 plugs. The room that doesn't have a plug, sorry, Nick.
You see now. So here,
Breakers.
In the communication, even if they say marketing, you need also for what? Quotation. This is where the project manager enjoys, who have good relationship with you.
Yeah, how much?
You will come to say, good. And if they'll be choosing it, they'll say, no, I don't want this one to touch my project. You and you are going to work on my project. You and you work on my project. Why? Because he knows my project will be fast. But once it's delayed here, it's like you have watched the relay when you are running, eh?
Yeah.
If your teammate is running slow, the other ones are running fast, what happens?
You fall behind.
The whole queue will fall behind.
Yeah.
The ones that are running fast will reach the end fast. So that is
It's
exactly.
the same one who makes the most mistakes.
So now the project manager here, the project manager is highly dependent on the production here. Without this, the project manager will not give quotation and will not be able to market, because he wants to take, for marketing, which drones are you using? Which drawings are you using for marketing?
3D.
3D. This is where the pictorial works.
Because it's a selling point.
Yes. Pictorial works in marketing.
Me.
Not the floor plan like that. Not that. 3D.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Are we together? Are we together there online? Are we together?
He's not.
Okay. So, are you listening? When you produce, remember a client doesn't know how to read the detailed drawings. When you go with a very nice, beautiful design of a house or a plant, then you go to a client, this is it, how it will look like. Wow! Let us sign.
How much?
How much?
Put deposit.
You see?
That's it.
Why? Because you have shown the client the beauty. It doesn't mind what you do as long as the beauty is there. And even when you finish, you say, but look what you gave me and my house, they don't look the same. You have robbed me, sir. Please, I want my house to look like this one you showed
Because
me.
you wanted 10% discount. So I
You
found
see?
out 10% lights, 10% lights, 10% windows.
10% on
So you understand, guys, ne? You understand? So, the pictorial drawings we are talking about in the technical, in the technical types of technical drawings. This pictorial is used for marketing, is used for discussion, is used for convincing a client.
It's used to get the money.
Yes. When you come to quotations, on the quotations, you are using what? Detailed drawings. Does the client know how to read detailed drawings? No, unless the client knows what he's doing.
Unless they clever.
He doesn't even want to see the lines here. Say, what is this? That's what they ask. What is this? What are you showing me? Me, I want a house, a nice house. Not what you are showing me. And I have been there where you do the design. You say, okay, this is how the rooms will be. No. What you are showing me is not what I want. Then you show the pictures. Yes, now you know what I'm talking about.
But it's one and the same.
And the details shows more information, but the picture doesn't show more information.
Like that escape.
Yes. Now just show the pictures. Yes. If it's a car, yes, that's what I want. Now you are talking, we can even sign the agreement. But if for quotation, that picture makes no sense.
Yeah.
You need what? Detailed drawings, because you want to know what is the length, what is the height. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
If you are dealing with the piping, you know to say per kg a pipe is so much. I need so much kg. So what is what logistics type do I need to use? Which truck do I need to hire for this damage? So quotation can start from the bill of materials all the way to logistics. When we come to Like if it's in building, we talk of quantity surveying. If it is in management, we talk of project management.
No, just imagine you need to transport 1,400 panels halfway across the country.
You see,
You know, I trust you is how many tons.
you need to do the costing.
That's one.
Because the moment you know which truck you have to use, you need also to find out how much will it cost for those kilometers to transport. It's a project management.
That they charge you for size and for weight of your
Okay?
goods.
Now, you have done the creativity part. You have done the thinking. You have produced the technical drawings. You have done the marketing. The client is happy. You have done the quotations. What is next?
Construction.
You need to go and
Building.
do the construction or manufacturing. My nice Cassie. So you do what? Construction, because the client is happy. He has also agreed on the quotation to say, okay, the budget is perfect. Then you say, okay, now let us see. Hammer the project. Remember, when you come now to project management, here the client gives you the charter. There's a charter here. Then here, you produce what you are going to go back, which is this one. You go back to the client. Oh, this is the charter. Now, you can't produce this only. You need to also produce this. The client is going to have an engineer who might also be reading drawings to explain to the client, a trustee. Once you agree, then the client will do what? Will sign an agreement. You may proceed with the project. Then you win the tender now. You are happy. You have won the tender.
You might need a lawyer with a
Yeah.
trust, and then they pay into the trust.
Exactly. Once that is done, that's when now your project manager comes here with his shoulders lifted. Now, guys, it's real work. He'll be pushing. Pushing like I don't know. That's why you'll be stressed like no man's business. Unless you're the project manager. Once he pushes you, it doesn't need marketing. He has already won the market. Now he needs what? Quotation and what? Construction.
I don't think there's anybody that stresses more than the project manager.
That's the thing. Because anything goes wrong,
Yeah,
It's his
but
fault.
it's his fault.
If you are organized and you have your fucking things running, then
You
why
can
not?
have it, but they can always find
There's a
something
rule in the
wrong.
army.
But still, you can
No project manager, no projects coming in, no business, no employment for everyone.
yeah, you must not.
So
you
it
must-
has to be, a project manager has to do his big job.
Yeah, you must make sure.
You understand, all of you?
Be on top
You
of it.
understand there? No
Yes, sir.
projects, no money.
It's like you. No project.
No project, no
money.
money, no employment.
Yeah.
No college. Mr. Pete is gonna keep me out.
Exactly. Okay, so now, do we understand this language? Here we said technical drawing, we talked of mount views, orthographic,
Why don't you just
we talked of pictorial, we talked about schematic.
Yes, sir.
My beautiful handwriting. I know you have everything in your book. You must make sure you guys you print the books, ne?
And read it. Don't just print it.
Okay?
Print it and read it.
And don't just print them, you must read them.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Don't just print them, you must read them.
It's important.
Okay,
Oh,
so
good.
all this that I've written in the book is in detail
Yes, sir.
information. Now, we get now the idea, because if I say you understand and I bring a test, you fail. So you get the ideas. We come now to here. Ellen is saying, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you, Ellen? I'm good. How is church?
Okay.
I'll text you.
Okay, so, excuse me. Okay, now we proceed. We go to drawing office. We know now this is where your technical part is. Now we go to drawing office. We'll start with the drawing office layout.
I'm searching for it.
What are you looking for?
Drawing office.
You read it. First, let's talk. Can I erase this?
Yes. Yeah, I was answer.
How is the layout of the drawing office?
Usually there's tables and chairs.
So when you look at the drawing office layout, excuse me, when you look at the layout of the drawing office, of course you need to be able to draw a drawing. How you draw, you would differ, you won't be the same. But at least you show, okay, maybe there is a computer, the table and the computer there. Then you have got the printer there. You have got a big table here for checking. Can you see that?
It's not in the same room.
That's why I said each one of you are going to have a different drawing office.
Yes.
It will not be the same. So you might have computer, and another computer there. Maybe in the middle there, it's a table. So once you print here, the printer, you need to name them. Printer, then the computer 1, computer 2, computer 3, computer 4. Then this is
The table.
table. What is it for? For checking drawings. Because once you print big drawings, you want to go on the table and you start marking out.
Yes.
Checking.
But is it a normal printer or is it a plotter?
It's a
Plotter.
You is a
plotter.
It's a printer. We can have a plotter also.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be a printer technician for a better half of them.
I wait.
So
So you need to have a printer, you need to have a plotter as well.
Yes.
Okay, are we together?
Where's the snack table?
No, we don't need that one. You go to the kitchen.
Where's the kitchen then?
Free kitchen, no here, no fridge here, kitchen.
No, I need my snack table.
No. Otherwise you are going to bring the toilet as well here. Because you bring the kitchen, you bring the toilet, everything is
How
inside.
else am I supposed to be efficient?
Yeah, but now we just need the computers, we need the checking table, we need the plotter and the printer and the,
Okay, maybe a coffee machine.
we need the what? The aircon.
Hey, Papa.
Why do you need an aircon? That's a
Yo. You'll be sleeping. You need to keep the drawing office cold, you.
Computers and printers, I think that's all.
You need to keep the drawing office cold.
No, man, that's
So that nobody can sleep.
In
Even in
Pakistan, they
winter,
don't
keep it cold.
In Pakistan, they don't have that. They work with the window open.
Where?
Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't put the aircon. That's a luxury.
No, we need one.
But then we need
So
also.
how you have your drawing office? How you have your drawing office? How you have it will differ. It will not be the same. So don't come to say, oh me, I've never in the book there's no drawing office. No. You need to use it, the creativity. Check even in the internet how they draw them. Drawing for office layout. Then in the same drawing office, remember we have said equipment and processes. So we have got what? Computers, we have got printer, plotter, table. What is the purpose of a printer? It will scan, it will print. Are we together?
And copy.
And copy.
And send emails.
Duplicating. So you'll be defining those. What is duplicate? What is the copy? What is scanning? All those. This is done on these machines. The same machines, these computers, what do? You use them for reproduction. You use use them for production and for reproduction. What is the difference between production and reproduction?
It's like print and reprint.
So you reprint what has already been printed. Ne?
Yes, production.
So reproduction, you produce what has already been produced. Then in production, you produce what is not there. You want it to be there. So there is production and reproduction.
Why
So-
I need more than one of the same drawing?
Sorry?
Why do I need more than one of the same drawing?
Remember, you did a project for another client. Now you are doing a similar project for another client. What do?
You need to put
No. Remember, maybe you don't have it in the saver. You have it in hard copy. What do? You reproduce. Even if it's existing in the saver, the moment you copy it, you start working on it, you are reproducing because it is already produced. Now you want it to suit a new client. Yeah. So if you are producing for the first time, they'll give you a project to say, this has never been there. You are the first one making it. Make sure it is done. You can go and research. You are producing for the first time. But if it has been done, check the project number so for this company. Can you reproduce this drawing? Make sure you use their details. You are reproducing what has been there. Okay? Then in the same, so computers, you can use them for reproduction. You can use the plotters for reproduction, and for production, you use computers as well. Duplicating and printing, you talk about when you're doing it for photocopying. The difference is the speed and the mass. Like when you're duplicating, you might take it longer, but the quality is high. When you're copying, it's a lot of them, and it's smaller size, more especially when you're dealing with it. Like in the bank, they use copies. Yes, it's copying a lot of them, but duplicating it has to be high quality, but it's slow. Okay, then we come to say drawing media. What drawing media do you use?
programs, pencils.
Paints.
I got you. When we talk of drawing media, we're talking about it. Which material do you draw on?
AutoCAD.
I don't know.
Paper.
Oh,
Clothes.
Program also.
No, program is not drawing media. That is it. Software.
But you still draw it.
Media.
Social
So
media.
here we are talking of what? Paper. Cloth.
Tissue.
Transparent paper as well. I teach you is paper. Okay, so drawing media, we're talking about it. The materials on which the drawings are produced on.
Wood.
Clothing and paper and so on. Okay? All this is happening.
Why does it say microfilming the
No, the microfilming is not drawing media. It's like, when you're taking a photo, then you produce a negative. A negative that you produce is a microchip, like microfilm. That is not, but now you even go smaller. You understand? Yeah. Then we have talked of reproduction. Drawing of a layout is this. Let us talk about who is a draftsperson.
No other draft.
What are the traits of a good draftsperson?
You can measure. Really? You got two job titles as a draftsman. Measure and draw what you see. And you're a draftsman.
So, what are the traits of a good draftsperson? One, you need to be able to use what? Measuring instruments.
And two, you must have good eyes. Because if you're blind, you're not drawing football.
no, you can't.
And work.
No, we are talking about traits, not
Sight is a trait.
Communication.
that is when you're talking about
Communicating.
the disabilities. See?
Communication.
No, we are talking about traits. When we talk of traits, one, you must be methodical. I love that one.
Methodical.
Why was that?
You must have a nice touch of your work. Most especially in the drawing office, when somebody brings the work, then a drawing office manager will note that this work is not yours, it's for that one. Do you know why?
You can see.
Your style differs. So you must be methodical. You must be able to read drawings. That is why I keep time to explain about orthographic, because it's a key factor. You must be able to understand your language. Read drawings and understand.
You're talking in pictures.
Which is quicker. Because can you explain the house? Okay, you want to build a house.
Yeah, can you speak?
In theory, okay, how many books are you going to write to explain the house?
Yeah, I'm gonna write 6 lines.
You see? But picture, it's just one paper. It tells you the whole story of
I'm
the
gonna
house.
use other paper.
I will.
Yeah. Saga. What do you
So,
call it?
a drawing office, a draft person must be methodical, must be neat, must be able to read drawings, must be able to interpret drawings, must be able to use measuring instruments. You must be able to use the measuring instrument and to read different types of measuring instruments. What else?
Communication.
You must be able to communicate at all levels. What else?
You must be thoughtful.
Functional knowledge.
Huh? Come on. What else?
Functional knowledge.
Thoughtful.
Yeah. If they explain to you something that cannot be done.
You must be able to visualize.
No, you don't need to be.
I will. Visualize. What else?
Not necessary. Drawing a picture of it.
Now remember, where does the creative communication come
Coming
from?
from the client.
No, from your visualization.
Yeah, he's visualizing it. He's telling
No, it's not always that the client. You must come up with new ideas as well.
No,
What else? What else?
don't get paid.
Yes,
What
but you
else?
must be.
Sorry?
Yes, you must be creative.
Yes, you must be creative, so you must be able to imagine. So, visualization. Creativity, visualization, and the imaginations is falls under the same category. So, there are so many traits a good draftsperson should have. Many of them. Are we together? Many of them. You make sure you become a good engineer by knowing the language. This language is universal. In Africa, in the world, there are very few people who can read drawings.
Okay, I'll be part of the 99% that doesn't care about that, and I'll employ volumes, the 1% that can.
Ek dink is andersom.
I will. You must be able to read drawings.
I can already read it. I don't need any.
Exactly. Okay, so any question, guys? Please make sure I read this chapter. I'll try to source some questions to share. Please, you must bear with me. My time is very, very challenging. So I'll just sit weekend, that's when I'll post questions.
Okay.
Are we going to write an exam on this?
Yes.
Written exam or drawing exam?
No, this one is written exam.
How many
Drawing exam is it electrical, mechanical, structural steel, those ones you are going to use AutoCAD.
Just a minute.
For you guys, you are not doing structural, you are doing it electrical,
I'm
mechanical, and the
piping.
orientation, then piping, yes.
So what are we doing?
But your exams you are writing
This semester
3.
is what's the semester?
Orientation, mechanical, and the electrical.
But the
You are
exams,
writing 3. Then piping,
Next semester.
piping you are doing it's projects. You are
Oh.
using Inventor.
like the.
On Saturday we are doing piping.
I'm not here on Saturday.
Make sure you are here.
I can't be here on Saturday.
I'll take notes.
Make sure you are here, son.
I kan nie met taak vir my doen, kan jy?
Ek kan nie skryf wat jy moet doen.